Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of Studio 64. In today's episode, we'll be going electric. We'll unbox and review this 2022 model release from Paragon Models under their Para64 line. The Audi RS E-Tron GT electric car. I believe this is my second review of an electric vehicle diecast model. The first being the Porsche Taycan Turbo S by Mini GT, which is actually quite fitting, since this Audi EV shares a lot of similarities to the Porsche Taycan. Beginning with the packaging, this comes in their standard box sleeve cutout, covered in plastic. You have the Para64 logos up front, and on top, you have some literature at the bottom of the box, and the model name with the official license sticker can be found at the back. So, while we unbox this model, here are some background info on this electric vehicle. The Audi GT E-Tron concept prototype was first unveiled back in November 2018, at the Los Angeles Motor Show. It's basically classified as an executive, four-door sedan vehicle. It's powered by a dual, front and rear axle, synchronous electric motor, by E-Tron. It produces a whopping 636 horsepower, with a maximum range of 425 kilometers with a single charge. I mentioned earlier that this Audi EV shares a lot of similarities with the Porsche Taycan. The sharing part is actually literal in context, since these two electric vehicles has 40% the same components with one another. Moving back to this Audi RS E-Tron GT model, it has this standard acrylic clear case, and mounted on a black plastic base. Not much design on this base, except for the model name. And here it is. Offhand I can say this model has a premium feel to it. It does carry some weight on it. Also, the red paint work is done pretty well. Has the perfect gloss, and overall evenly applied. Wheels on this model roll. However, as you can see, it does a poor job on it. It's clear that there's some issues with either the wheels, or the axle inside that causes the snags when rolling. Which is a shame cause the big rims look really nice, and extra nice when it rolls. Oh, and there's no suspension action on this model by the way. Looking at this model's stance, I can appreciate low profile this car has. The design lines are quite evident, projecting the executive, yet sporty look of this model. However, I'm sure you'll notice the overemphasized panel gaps. Would have been nicer if it had a more discreet implementation. But, for my liking, it's quite acceptable. I mentioned earlier how nice the rims are. It's well proportioned to the body, both front and rear rims. It's design accurate to the real car. The black and silver paint are nicely done. I really appreciate the accuracy of the tooling done on this model. Quite realistic. As evidently seen on this rear end, as well as the front end. And speaking of realism, let's get in for a closer look at the details of this model. Beginning with the headlights. It's made of plastic, casted decently to give us the distinctly Audi shape. However, you'll notice the gaps in between, which may look bad up close, but it's hardly noticeable when viewed from the normal distance. There's also some overspray of the red paint on the black fascia. I really like the implementation on this model's front end, specifically the front grille area. Instead of just painting it black, like the bumper, it's actually a tampo graphic, complete with the grille details. It's even complemented by the clear Audi rings badge, and the E-Tron car plates. The side mirror is part of the main casting, hence it's quite rigid. It has a mirror sticker insert, and the proportion seems okay. Here's a closer look at the panel gaps mentioned earlier. As you can see, it's quite bad up close. It's really bordering on the sloppy side. It's a good thing that from a distance, it's not that bad. In my opinion, of course. Maybe it has something to do with the color? Moving to the rear, we have these red plastic inserts as the model's tail lights. There is also the rear center light bar that connects both tail lights. Also made of plastic. We have tampo graphics of the Audi rings badge, and the E-Tron car plates. Very legible on both tampos. Though I noticed it's missing the RS and E-Tron GT badge. Which is very puzzling to me how they missed on that detail. The base is made of plastic. It does have some under chassis detail on it. Here's a scale comparison to the Porsche Taycan by Mini GT. Since both these cars are very similar, I'm assuming that their size doesn't differ much as well. Hence, the scale of the Audi seems spot on. And there you have it. The Audi RS E-Tron GT, by Para64. This model's casting is quite nice. Lines are clean and sharp. I love the stance on this model. Plus the detailed front and rear ends is awesome. I just wish the wheels rolled better. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, do consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit the like button, as well as the bell notification icon for future Studio 64 videos. Till next time.